Hey guys, it's Kurt with Rock.Hounding.Adventures. Welcome back. For today's video, basically, we will be doing something a little bit different. I am showing you the way or the method that I use to wrap most of my polished and tumbled stones. It's a method that I believe is very simple, very clean, very easy. It generally takes about 30 to 40 minutes each stone once you get it down. The stone that we'll be wrapping today is a piece of purple cloud agate. This is the finished look, and as I am wrapping this, it's kind of a learning process as I go, because each stone I wrap is completely different from the previous one that I wrapped. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you enjoyed this content, if you'd like to see more different styles that I use to wrap stones in the future. And also want to let you guys know, I just opened up a Etsy store. It's not Rock.Hounding.Adventures. It is called Pieces of Earth Jewelry. I'll put a little name right here. It's a Etsy store that me and my girlfriend started to make jewelry and put it up for sale, and to help fund the channel for us to go out rock hounding and tools and so forth. So if you guys are interested in that or purchasing this stone, you can go down in the link down in the description down below and check out our Etsy store. As time goes, we'll keep adding to it and so forth. But anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling on and jump over to the video, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Okay guys, so for this video today, I was planning on wrapping this piece of honeycomb calcite, but my shakes are way too bad today, so I'm gonna save that for another video, because that one's gonna turn out awesome once it's finished, hopefully. For today, I'm gonna be showing you my basic method that I use for majority of my wraps, which basically means using this method, you can wrap any stone, and each time you wrap it, it's going to turn out completely different, because it's kind of like as you go, you may come up with a new design. And yeah, so my wording's not really that great, but anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna be using this piece of purple cloud agate, and let me see if I can get a little close-up for you. This is a piece of purple cloud agate that I tumbled. I believe the agate comes from Oregon. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I think for how I'm wanting this to turn out, I want this to be the top side and this to be the bottom. So I'll have the bell come out of this area right here. We'll be using the 18 gauge dead soft and the 26 gauge half hard. These are the two basically wires that I typically use, so it works out pretty well for me. So basically, I don't ever measure. You can measure your stone, and whenever I do measure the stone, I give myself probably about 2 to 3 inches on both sides of extra room. But with bigger stone, for this one, I'm going to use probably a good 13 to 14 inches of wire, and whatever I don't need, I'll clip it off and use it again another time. So have two pieces about the same size. So here is two pieces about 13, 14 inches long. For the first piece, we'll be taking and just kind of rounding out one of the edges. So let's go with something kind of like that on one side, and then on the second wire, do the same thing but a little bit smaller. If I'm off camera, I apologize. I'm not looking at the screen. The camera is above me, so I can't really see it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. That's just what. Here, I'll fix that one just a little bit more. And that's fine for what it is, because again, it doesn't have to be perfect. So after I have these two circles, I will kind of put them back to back, kind of like so, and then I will figure out what I want to be the front and the back. And because of this is right here, I'm going to go keep that as the back. This one has it a little bit, but not near as bad. So then if this is going to be the back, I figure kind of where I'm going to want these to be, because what I'm going to use these as is to, whenever I wrap around the stone, I'm going to use these to tie it off, especially when I make the bell. When it wraps around, it'll tie off onto these as well. So let's say we're going to have it about like that, and then if you have any tape, you can get a little piece and just kind of put it on there, just to kind of hold it in place while you are getting your other wire. Now we are switching to the 26 gauge, and I'm gonna give myself probably a good 3-4 feet, maybe less, because you never know how much you're gonna use. So I already have a piece from a minute ago when I was gonna use to cut the other when I was gonna wrap the honeycomb calcite. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start this wire through one of those loops. I normally give myself about 3 inches and then turn it. Again, you don't need to worry about perfection, because when you're done, you should be happy with it. And I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this through that little loop hoop 3 to 4 times, just so I know it's secure and it's not going to come off. Okay, that's nice and secure. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take this and pull it down closer to where it is. Oh, actually I can't because of that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this and wrap around until I get it close to the midsection of the bottom loop. Which, that's good right there. Probably do it around one more time, and then we're gonna go ahead and loop it. Hold on, it's getting a little messy with the wires. Okay, so now we're gonna since we have it coming down through there, we're gonna go ahead and loop it through that second hole. Doing this, the wires always get tangled up. And it's a little bit difficult at first, but once you get it started, it becomes a lot easier. So what you're going to do is you're going to, like I said, loop it through there, and then you're going to wrap it back around just to keep these two wires connected. And you're going to do this a few times. So I've wrapped this a few more times, as you can see. So we're going to go ahead and put this against the stone and to figure out what we're going to do next. And depending on your stone, like this is just a tumbled stone. Your stone can be completely different, same shape, somewhat close. But pretty much you just do this weave up into a point where you're going to wrap it around the stone. So let's say, like I want the bigger loop closer to the top. So somewhere around there. So we can either wrap this around to where, and we'll keep doing the same weave to where it comes across here, like so. Or what I want to do for this one, I think it would be best for it, if I split these two wires up and make it to where, let's see, let's keep that right about there, and Well, is it too late to do that? May have gone too far. Let's see. No, we can still do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and split this up. Like so. My shakes are bad today. I want this one that doesn't have the wire wrapped around it to go across the face of the stone, and then we're going to connect the two a little bit later in just a moment. So we're going to have that where it's sitting like that, and we're going to have this come around the face of the stone like so, and then where it's like, let's see, it's like that. We're gonna have it where it wraps around the stone like so, and then we're gonna wrap this one around a few more times. So let's wrap it around. Let's go ahead and, well, make it a little bit tighter, so we're going to use the needle nose pliers and just make sure all of those wraps are nice and tight. We're going to go ahead and put the stone back in place, which was, that was going to be the bottom, so it was like this. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how I had it. There we go. It was like that, to where we need to do it a few more times so the wraps can go extend all the way over to where when we connect the two wires back. So we're gonna do this a couple more times. And if I'm not using the proper vocabulary, I apologize. Like I said, I'm a beginner still, and just always try different ways to wrap things. Normally, if I can see a picture of it, I can eventually figure out how that it was wrapped. So we're gonna go ahead and try this again and put this back into place, which is like that. Back around. So still need to do it probably about 10 more times. Okay, so I've wrapped it about 10 more times. We're gonna go ahead and put the stone back. I always forget how I was doing this. So we got it. So there's the back of it, and we're gonna go ahead. We have this going across the face of the front of the stone. We're gonna go ahead and connect these two. So basically, let's see. Let me pull this one over here real quick. We're gonna pull that right there. Where's my pliers at? Gonna kind of bend that over, because we're gonna have this kind of go up the side of the stone, and then since that's gonna be sitting right there, we're going to push that right there, and then grab it and bend it where it's going that way as well, so, like so. And now we're going to take the stone out, since we have the shape of where the stone's going to sink in right there, and we're going to go ahead and start wrapping these two together. We're going to do that same weave pattern right here where it's 4 against 8. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it. Straighten out your cord, your wire pieces. We're going to go ahead and put the stone back in place, which is, jeez, I forget so often. That's the back of it. So it's going to go up. So basically, whenever you're wrapping, you want to make sure that you get the bottom. Like when you're using this method, you want to make sure you get the bottom and also the top, so that way the stone doesn't fall out of place. So for this one, like I said, we have the bottom wrapped, and it's going up the side there, and we're gonna go ahead and let's bend it this direction. There's that. We're gonna keep going. Actually, we're gonna come up probably another half of an inch doing the same method. I'll bring you back in a second. Okay, so I went up probably another, not half inch, but about a quarter of an inch. We're gonna go ahead and put the stone back in place. So this one is looking like I'm just kind of continuing up the edge of the stone while it's sitting in this little like pocket loop thing, and we're gonna keep this side kind of forming with, put a little bit of a bend in there to go with the shape of the stone, and then wrap it up where it goes up the side like that. I'm gonna put 8 of these little links in here, and then do it again, and then we're gonna go from there. Okay, so we have it 8 times. We're gonna go ahead and make sure all of these are nice and tight. We're gonna go ahead and bend it off. Not bend it off, but tie it off with the looping both of the wires 4 times. I think it's 4 times. Yeah, 4 times. Put the stone back in place. Eventually you're going to get to a point to where the stone won't come out. You're not going to take the stone out. But like I said, how it's going to be going up and over right here on this edge. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did down there. Split it like so. To where it's going to wrap around to both of the sides. Like that. And we're going to have the back of it where it goes just over like so. So we're going to use the wire. We're going to use this wire that was wrapping around. We're going to keep the down here the same as it was up there, and wrap it around here a couple of times, keeping the same pattern. So we're going to go ahead and put the stone back in place, which goes like that. And just make sure everything is pressed firmly around your stone, so that way there's not going to be loose sitting in place. Put the stone back in place, and that looks nice where it's coming around the edge. So we're going to again connect both of these, both of the 18 gauges together. So just take these pliers and bend this right here. On that direction. And we're going to go ahead and bend this direction. Like so. We're going to go ahead and just not do a full loop, but wrap fully across this part once to let the wire travel, and then we're going to loop these two 18 gauges together a couple of times, 4 times exactly to let it travel across. Three and 4. Okay. So now we're gonna, since we have that going, we're gonna bend this direction, and the pattern that we were doing right here, we're gonna continue and do this right here for probably another inch. So it's gonna be 4 across the 18 gauge, and then it's gonna be 8 around the single 18 gauge, and then back to 4. And I'll bring you guys back in just a second. Okay, so since I've gone up about another inch from a minute ago, okay, yeah. So since I've gone up from another inch from a minute ago, again, try to keep it the wire straight if that's what you prefer. I was originally thinking of bending the wire up and coming up and over, but I kind of wanted to go across the tip of this agate like so. So I'm gonna bend it that way, and then bend it up, so that way it hangs vertical. And then I'm gonna take the pliers for the veil. I'm not sure what these pliers are called, but choose a size for your veil. And I'm gonna go with the third size up and wrap it around like so, and try and keep it like so, where it's hanging this direction. And on the back here, let's see. So I've pretty much ran out of my 26 gauge. So I'm just gonna to tie it off, I'm gonna split the two 18 gauges and pull that 26 gauge through between both of them, and do that probably about 2 or 3 times, just to help tie it off. And I just realized that this wire's in the way. Pull it through there. Get it nice tight. Get it nice and tight. Do it one more time. And let's do 3 times around, and then I'll cut it from there. So I don't have, like I said, I don't have my normal wire cutters. These are not my normal wrapping cutters. These are too large. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it there, and then I'll cut it later when I find the proper ones. So that's basically how the face of it is planning on looking. And it is a little loose in there, which is fine for some movement. You just don't want it too loose in there. I'm gonna go ahead, and how this is kind of wide through here, I'm just kind of bend it together just a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit. And then how these, now that we have these 2 left, and what I typically do with these, I normally just do the same thing with those loops. I trim them about 1/2 inch to 1/4, depending on the where I'm planning on letting them rest. And then I take these pliers and just round them off. Like so. Okay, there we go. Like that. And then this one that's been getting in the way, I normally use this one to tie down one of the sides, and then if I need to, I'll grab some more wire. And we're actually going to cut this wire, and I'm going to grab another one to finish this off. So I'm going to grab about a foot of the 26 gauge right here. And we're going to go ahead and wrap these two together and then these two together. Same thing a couple of times like we did on this side over here to loop it back onto this one. Just a second. Pull that nice and tight. Put it back through there. Okay, and for the final ones, we're going to loop back through this loop right here. Come on. There we go. And then I can clip it. Clip it, and then use these pliers to hide that cord. There we go. So there is the back of it. Like that. And there's the front, the face of it. So the stone is nice in there and secure. And this method with that weave and how it's staying with it, just weave it and then either split it or just keep going and wrap it around the stone multiple times. I'll show you some other ones in just a second, but this is how this one turned out, and I think it turned out very beautiful. And like I said earlier in the introduction, if you are interested in purchasing this purple cloud agate wrapped in copper wire, will be on the Etsy store later today. But let me show you some of the other ones that I've done using this technique. Here is a piece of green fluorite that I made using that same technique. As you can see, there's the back of it. Not as nice, but this is just a piece of raw green fluorite. This one is a piece of feldspar using the same technique, just wrapping it around, finishing it off. Piece of pigeon blood agate. Piece of Laguna lace. And Freedom Jasper from Oregon. This stone and the purple cloud agate I did not find. I purchased and tumbled them. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please give it a thumbs up, and also leave a comment down below. Chat with me, let me know your thoughts on the video and this technique. I think it's very simple. Normally when I'm not videoing, one of these wraps will take me about 30 minutes. This one's taken over an hour because of trying to do it in front of the camera. But like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new, please consider subscribing to the channel and sharing this with your friends and family on social media. It will definitely help the channel out, and I will deeply appreciate it. And if you're interested in any of these stones, please check them out on my Etsy store. The link will be down in the description. And I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Rock on, find some cool rocks, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace out.